Hello my dear students, once again welcome to your online class. So today we'll be continuing with the chapter energy of your physics textbook. So here are some topics that we are going to discuss in today's class. So the topic that we'll discuss is the conservation of energy, the transformation of energy, and how is the kinetic energy and potential energy conserved in a swinging pendulum, the sources of energy like sun, water, wind, fuel, biomass, etc. And finally we'll learn how the energy transformation is taking place in a roller coaster. So to begin with the first topic, that is the conservation of energy, it tells us that the energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed. Okay, so that is the first topic. It neither can be created nor it can be destroyed. But it also tells us that the energy can be transformed from one form to the another form. So that is going to be the full statement of the conservation of energy. So it is the conservation of energy tells us that the energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to the another form. For example, converting the energy from one form to other form is very simple. Like if you take the example of a fan in a house. So what happens in a fan? What changes takes place? The fan runs with the help of electricity. Okay, so with the help of electricity, what do we get? The fan starts moving. So that is the mechanical energy. Okay, so mechanical energy. Another example you can take is in a human being also. So we eat food, that is a chemical energy, and the chemical energy is now being converted into mechanical energy because we can move, walk, fight, everything else. And like for the green plants, what do the green plants do? So the green plants, in the presence of sunlight, it manufactures the food for themselves. So in the sunlight, in the plants, the light energy is converted into chemical energy. Now in case of a microphone, the microphone means where you say hello. Okay, so in that we speak, that is the sound energy is now converted into the electrical energy. And on the other side, in a loudspeaker, what happens? The electrical energy is converted back into the sound energy. So that is what is meant by the conservation of energy, that or the statement of the conservation of energy tells us we cannot create energy nor can we destroy, but we can easily convert one form of energy to the other form. So now coming to the transformation of energy. Okay, so the transformation of energy, that is what I meant I included that in the conservation of energy itself. So the transformation of energy tells us that the energy can easily be converted from one form to the other form. For example, another example is rubbing a hand. The rubbing a hand is, my hand is in motion. That means it is in a mechanical energy. And what happens there? In the hand gets heated up. So the mechanical energy can also be converted into heat energy. So the transformation of energy just means that the energy can be converted from one form to the other form. So now one of the example, that is how kinetic energy is converted into potential and the potential is converted into kinetic. We'll try to understand this with the help of a simple pendulum. Okay, so what is a simple pendulum? A simple pendulum is a heavy object, okay, suspended with a thread. So now when this bob is at rest, suppose this position is said to be A. So the A is known as the mean position. Okay, now when you slightly displace it, the bob will go to the one of the extreme position. Okay, so let this be seen. So this is known as the extreme position. Okay, and what happens after this? The bob comes back to position A. But it does not stop, but it goes to the other extreme position. Okay, so in this way. So let this be B. Okay, so A, B and C. So this is also the extreme position. So now when the bob is at rest, suppose it is at a level like this. So this is the ground. So at A the height is 0. That means here the potential energy, so at A. So if I have to see at the point A, so the potential energy is equal to 0. Why 0? Because there the height of the bob from the ground is 0. Okay, so now coming to the instant when it is moving now, because we are learning it in a swinging pendulum. So the bob has the maximum velocity at the point A. So the kinetic energy will be equal to maximum. Okay, so that means here the potential energy is converted into the kinetic energy. Okay, now when the bob goes to the position C now, this side. So what happens at position C, when it is about to return back to its mean position, so the potential energy here becomes the maximum, because at this position the bob is at the maximum height. But whereas before it comes back to A, the bob will be at rest for a fraction of time. Okay, so therefore the kinetic energy will be equals to 0. Same happens on the other side of the bob also, like at the other extreme position also. So we see that at a mean position, this potential energy goes on decreasing, and finally here the total potential energy is converted into the kinetic energy. Now when the bob starts going to the other extreme position, so that kinetic energy slowly decreases, and at the position C, the kinetic energy is completely transformed into the potential energy. Again, the potential energy is transformed into kinetic to potential to kinetic. So in that way, the kinetic energy and the potential energy keeps on changing in case of a swinging pendulum. Okay, so is that clear? So now we learn some sources of energy. So the first and the ultimate source of energy is the sun. So without sun, the life on earth would not have been possible, because the sun provides light or the solar energy, which is very essential for all the plants, and in absence of plant there would have been a deficiency of oxygen, so thus no human being could have existed on the earth. So sun also provides not only the light, it also provides us a solar energy, and that solar energy can be converted into electrical energy with the help of solar cell. So thus we can say that the sun is the ultimate source of energy. Okay. Now the second is water. You must be thinking, how do we obtain the energy from water? So we must have heard about the dams. Okay, so what is done? The bigger dams are created, like the dams, the high wall of the dams. Okay, so the water is stored in the one part of the river. Okay, so in the dam we have a big outlets, so where the water will rush out with a great velocity. So in these holes we have a turbine, okay, that is connected to the dynamo, and when the water rushes out, the dynamo moves. Okay, the dynamo starts rotating, and then the electricity is generated, and we know that the electrical energy can be used to get any forms of energy, and such energies that is obtained from the moving water is known as hydro energy, or the electricity generated with the help of the running water is known as hydroelectricity. Okay, so hydro refers to the word water. Okay, so the hydroelectricity is the electricity obtained from the moving waters. Now coming to the wind, so how do you obtain the energy from the wind? The very simple. You must have seen a big ships at least in television, that has a big sails. Okay, so when the wind energy blows away, when the wind energy, it takes along the ship. Okay, so in that case, the wind energy is converted into mechanical energy, and the wind energy can also be used to run big turbines, wind vans. Okay, you must have seen in television the big fan installed in the middle of a large field. So in that, whenever the wind comes, it starts rotating, and the rotating turbines, it moves the dynamo and is converted into electrical energy. Now the fuels like a petrol, okay, diesel, kerosene, so all of them, they can be used to obtain the energy. We will know this one because we use the diesel, petrols in our cars or in the motorbikes. Okay, so the energy can also be obtained from the fuel, from the petroleum products. And finally we have the biomass. Okay, so the energy can also be obtained from the biomasses. The biomasses means it's the leftover of the plants and the animals, or by the decaying of the plants and animals. You must have seen the cow dungs can be used as a fuel. Okay, so the energy obtained from such organic substances are known as a biomass. And finally, coming to the energy transformation in the roller coaster, it is same. If you have understood the transformation of energy in a swinging pendulum, it is very easy to understand in a roller coaster. So the roller coaster, somewhat I draw it like this. Okay, so this is the track of a roller coaster. So in this, okay, so what is done? So when the roller coaster is at position A, so it has the minimum potential energy. Okay, so with the help of some machineries, this roller coaster is taken to a greater height, the largest height, suppose at B. In that case, what happens? So here the potential energy 0, so the potential energy is stored in a roller coaster because at B it is at a maximum height. Now when the roller coaster starts falling on the sloper side, so this potential energy starts getting converted into the kinetic energy because there the height starts decreasing. Okay, so and at the lowest point here, so the roller coaster will be at the maximum velocity. Okay, so in that case, so all of the potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. Now when it starts moving up hills, okay, slowly the kinetic energy is again stored into the potential energy. Okay, now when it comes to downhill again, this potential is converted into kinetic. Again when it starts going up hills, it gets converted into potential, and again when it starts coming downhill, it is converted into the kinetic energy. Okay, so that is how the energy transformation takes place in a roller coaster. So this is the end of your chapter, energy. It's a very easy and a simple chapter. So try to go word by word from your textbook, and still if you do not understand any of the topic, you are free to ask your queries in my WhatsApp number, either by a text or by a call. So take care, stay happy and stay safe. Thank you.